Brought to you by Amazon Pets. This is a duck. Because we're here at the PSPCA. You'll notice when we transition to the next scene that that's right, snow on the ground. And that's because we actually filmed this episode 6 weeks ago. But then something special happened. Thank you so much. So we had to film an entirely new ending. That's called a tease.
Welcome, real ones, to the cuddliest, fuzziest, furriest, probably most personally reckless episode of FAFO. And that's saying something because I have held a snake and snowboarded down a mountain with absolutely no training. As you can see here by my co-star Shug, I am surrounded here by my people. And by people, I mean dogs. Soon, maybe even cats and some puppies. And maybe, who knows, if Queen Emma has anything to do with it, maybe turtles. And guess what? We're right in my own backyard. Today, we're fucking around at the PSPCA Mainline Animal Rescue. I'm gonna get to hang out with all of their adoptable animals today. That's right, I said adoptable, which brings me right back to the personally reckless comment. Oh no. Yeah, I know I'm putting myself in a very bad predicament here, but we'll find out whether or not I can figure out how to leave this place without a cat or a dog or a puppy, or maybe a turtle for Emma. Some of you might know that between my husband and I, we have an ongoing cat saga. Jason does know that I'm here today. We did discuss whether or not he would be peeved if I came home with an animal. And when I said, rate how mad on a scale of 1 to 10, he said 10. To my credit, he did not distinguish which side of the scale was pissed. So, together, we are going to find out whether or not, by the end of this episode, I end up with a 4-legged furry friend. Oh no. Okay, enough talking about it. Can we please go meet some puppies? Come on.
While I try to gather myself, let me introduce you to our guide for today. This is Jillian, the director of PR here at the PSPCA. Jillian, thank you for having us today.
Of course, it's our pleasure. We're so excited.
Can you tell us a little bit about how animals end up in your care?
Yeah, so they very often come to us through our animal cruelty work. So what sort of makes us the Pennsylvania SPCA is that we have 4 physical locations, but we cover 18 counties with our animal law enforcement team. So we're rescuing animals every single day from cruelty and neglect. And that really is animals of all kinds. So today, obviously, we're here right now with the Great Dane and her puppies, but we'll see lots of other animals that we have here. The animals come in really bad shape, but the thing that keeps us going is that we get to heal them and send them on the path to recovery and then see them off to their amazing lives.
Now, once they're here, they get some of the best care from Dr. Alicia.
Yes.
Now, obviously, right here we have Caroline.
Yeah.
She came in with a seizure of how many dogs?
I actually, was it 19?
It was something like that.
19?
We had 2 rescues back to back. So I always think of the number 39 because we brought these guys in and then the very next day had another one. So it was somewhere in the vicinity of, a couple dozen dogs.
And she was underweight, emaciated.
Yeah.
And you guys barely could tell that she was pregnant?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a surprise. When we noticed that she was pregnant, we didn't think she was nearly as far along as she was. She really hit it well, and I think she was probably putting all of her reserves into her babies. And then she gave birth here, and she did fantastic. We have these beautiful babies to show for it. She stayed here at the hospital with us for maybe 4 or 5 days. And then when we knew everybody was okay, she was kind of starting to calm down with people. She was a little bit protective in the beginning. As you can see, that's
good job, Mama.
She's fine now, but the first few days, she went to foster and she's been there since. So, but she's so loving and sweet.
Now, once the puppies are old enough, they will hopefully be adopted out. I'm sure we'll have no problem because look at them. But Caroline, I'm assuming will also be up for adoption.
She will.
And hot take, everyone, I think that dogs are actually better than puppies. I always say when my kids are old enough to understand the boundaries and respect them with dogs, I am going to come out here on a regular basis and just, at least at any given time, have 4 rescues in our house. Don't tell my husband.
don't tell my husband. Look at her checking on everyone.
Making sure everybody's
Oh, what a good mom. If you could tell people what the biggest concerns are, basically how we can lessen the number of dogs or animals that end up in a rescue situation, what would you say?
Probably first and foremost is spay and neuter. The unwanted litters or the irresponsible litters, that would really help us have less dogs and cats in general. Planning ahead, right now I think it's really, really hard, but veterinary care can be a little bit expensive as well. And don't do terrible things to them so that they don't end up here with us.
Isn't it that simple?
Yeah.
It really is that simple. So Caroline had 8 puppies.
She did.
Can I pet this puppy, Mom?
Yes, yeah, yes, a good girl.
Now, when can they go home? Sorry, Caroline. They won't be pulling on your stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So
they are just starting to
positive.
be on some what we call slurry type food. They're getting interested in water, all of that. So they're about 4 weeks old now. So another 4 weeks with mom.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are any of these puppies, asking for a friend, of course, are any of these puppies spoken for?
Do you know the answer, Jillian? I don't think
yet.
so, yeah.
Not yet.
That was great. Oh, yeah, you're peeing over there instead of over here. Yeah, it was great.
You peed. Good job.
Yeah, Mom, check it out. Is she hydrated? What do we think? This is me when I open a diaper. She's investigating.
She's checking it out.
This is
for
mom
sure.
duty. So I've always said, this is a bad thing to share. I've always said that I wanted a black and white Great Dane. I wanted to name her Moo.
Oh, it's a perfect name.
Because she's a small cow. No offense, Mom. I call myself a cow too.
She says,
so
no
just-
offense taken.
Yes. I actually, grass puppies are a target of mine. Maybe one day I'll have a cow too. I literally was showing our 2-year-old last night because we were laying in bed together, and I said, Benny, do you want to know a secret? I get to go see puppies tomorrow. And she was like, are you going to kiss on the mouth? And I was like, maybe. How many do you think I could fit in my car?
I have all of them.
Perfect.
They all came together in one car, and
So-
including Mom.
Yep.
So
Perfect.
Mom
So
too.
I said this was going to end up being like a Melissa McCarthy and Bridesmaids situation.
yes.
I took 9.
Everyone gets a puppy.
Exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. This is an important question. When they are she has a heart on her neck. Jesus Christ. She has a literal heart on her neck. Can you zoom in on that?
Can you show
It's
her?
Your
right.
hand,
it's
I
right
think,
where
Alicia.
Alicia's hand
Oh,
is.
sorry, right
Nope,
there.
that's okay. That is a heart, in case anyone needed to know. So, I wasn't prepared to see that. I wasn't prepared for that. Oh, God.
Say hi.
Yeah.
She got you a baby.
I'm
said,
not
"Oh."
going to take him. I promise.
No.
He's not even allowed to leave you yet.
Nope.
She's
with you.
become much more trusting of the
My
process.
goodness.
Yeah.
Are you joking?
You look just like her.
This one looks like you.
Yeah.
He looks just
looks like
always
you.
the blue eyes. Hi. Are you joking? Are you joking?
You got a lot of wrinkles on that face
Mom.
and the skin.
Did you hear that? Oh no.
Look at over there.
Did you hear all the rumbles?
They are grumbling.
Look at the dreaming. Look at the little. Oh, look at the dreaming.
Alicia said that one was the runt of the litter, but it's doing really good.
It is doing
The
really
white
well.
one?
Yep.
That's because she knew I was gonna kiss her.
She's waiting.
I just love the fact that I said it so many times, and Bennett's first response was, "You're gonna kiss her on the mouth." Now, when you adopt out, specifically like a Great Dane, I feel like because, like, we're an Irish Wolfhound household. But do you find that you have to be more careful about making sure that you're adopting like breed-specific households? Obviously, they're going to be quite large, taking a lot of that into consideration, cost of food, cost of vet care.
Yes, vet care and everything. Yeah, especially.
Is that something that you guys take into consideration when you receive applications?
Yep.
Yeah.
And heavily counseled on as well. Even if maybe you are a first-time, dog owner and it is going to fit your lifestyle, they still want to make sure that you're understanding of the things that come along with that, like bloat and things that we want to be really careful about, and
A little stomach tack.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
Why?
Tell us all the things.
With you.
Look at, can we
Are
just
you a boy
zoom
or a
in?
girl? I don't even know.
I think it's a girl. Can you just zoom in on the spot on her nose, please? Because good God. Oh my gosh.
She's a cutie.
Can you imagine? You're so perfect. You all are. Dr. Alicia, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Jillian, where are we headed next?
Yeah, we have an exciting place to go next. We're gonna go see some cats at the catio.
Perfect. Let me just. nobody look.
Listen, I think this is like the perfect, heat source for a cold day.
Are you joking?
You picked that sweater for a reason, didn't you? Pockets and...
Down here.
Okay, everybody, hop in. You are so stinking cute. And the brown ears. You're joking. I'm fine. I'm fine. Are you fine? I'm fine. Oh no. My husband's gonna be pissed.
All right, Kylie, so we're here in the cat room with Sarah Brown, who's our resident cat expert.
That's my favorite title. I am a proud cat lady. I will admit it. I love to talk about cats, so that's me.
So how many cats are in the room with us right now?
We have 4 cats in this room, but we can have anywhere up to like hundreds of cats at a time because of our animal law
Not all
enforcement
in
team.
this room.
Not in this room,
sure.
no. Just throughout our shelters. We can rescue, just 2 cats. So little Theodore here came in with one other cat after being found on a road in a carrier. But then we can, sometimes get upwards of like 70, 80 cats in from a hoarding type situation. Or a couple years ago, we got a bunch of rag dolls that all came in together, pushing 100. So it always varies, but right now there's only 4 in here and they're all really lovely.
Now, how frequently are cats adopted?
Cats go pretty quick. Of course, kittens tend to fly out the door, we always say. But it just really depends on their temperament as well. So a really social cat could go faster, but then one that's a little bit more fearful, which we do see pretty often, could take a little bit of a, transitionary period here in the shelter first. That's why we love rooms like the one that we're in right now, because it can really help them behaviorally as well as to kind of showcase their temperaments to adopters. So like little Theodore here behind us again, he's super social, and that's great for anybody that's coming in looking for a cat. They know exactly what qualities they want. A cat that's gonna jump in my lap or be really playful. But then it's really good for other cats like Queen over here, who's a little old lady and just wants to chill out.
So this room assists in sort of those behavioral assessment that allows you to recommend which cats would fit best in which home. Now, what would you say is the biggest thing that holds people back from adopting, if not their husband?
I think it would just be, of course, cost of animals is a little bit more expensive, but also it could be behavioral based. So a cat like Theo here could get adopted really quick, but a more fearful one that's not really showing herself or himself could wait a little bit longer. But that's why we have our behavior team and our wonderful staff and volunteers to work with them and help them become more adoptable.
Theodore here, how long has he been here?
He's only been here a couple weeks. He was in protective custody for a little bit first, which means we were kind of investigating his case. He came in with a cat named Eleanor, who is still here as well. She is a little bit more skittish, I believe, than Theodore. So we're still working with her a little bit, but
a very cute
they both
name.
find their homes, I know.
Now, what would be the best case scenario for Theodore?
Oh, I think Theodore can live in really any home. So just finding one.
So
he's a little bit playful, so one that'll keep him active.
Sure.
And, obviously, he can live with other cats because he's in here. Honestly, I feel like this cat would like a dog too.
So he might
maybe
wanna
little
go home
humans
with
too.
one of our cameramen.
Oh, yeah.
There are 2 vying for his attention. That's up next on Cat Love Island. Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Where are you going?
Oh, he's meowing. He's going to pick.
He's gonna pick someone.
Going to pick.
He's gonna pick someone.
Let's see.
Who's it gonna be?
Who's he gonna pick? Who's he gonna pick?
Oh, the toy.
Okay. A lot of people have this misconception that you can't necessarily find something that you may have wanted forever in a rescue situation. What do you say to them in terms of cats?
That's just not true. We get ragdolls, we get Bengal cats, we've had Cornish Rexes before. So you can really find any breed at a shelter. I always tell people that it might take a little bit longer to find one if you want something really rare, but most of the time you can find them there.
Just in case you're wondering, he's as soft as he looks.
He's delightful.
You want the snack?
Here. Oh, yeah, here's your snack.
I'll help you. It is chicken and
He's
cheese.
so polite looking in here.
What do you think about it?
Look at that. Look at how polite he is, guys.
He's like, I'm not sure.
So you want him?
Oh, there you go.
So, if you're my husband, just ignore the fact that I'm getting up close and personal with these cats. You saw nothing. Jillian, where are we headed next?
Yeah, so next we're headed to our homeschool where we're gonna meet a dog I think you're really gonna like. All right, Kylie, so we're here in a very exciting room with a wonderful dog and our site director, Lisa Maggio, who will tell us all about our homeschool, which is this great room.
Yes, Lisa, this is adorable, first of all. When we first came into the room, it was very gently, like lightly explained to me. Can you please explain to the people what
Absolutely.
this room is for?
We are so lucky to have this room. It simulates the home environment. So when we have our wonderful volunteers and staff, they bring dogs down to decompress. They get to know really what a home environment is like. We've got microwaves, we've got TVs, or just to sit down and just calm the dog and let them enjoy this environment. So very lucky. Not too many rescues have this type of, so we're very, very lucky to have this.
Now, you guys incorporate all the things that would truly be in a home, a TV, a microwave, things that might make noise or be different if a dog has not necessarily lived in a traditional home setting.
That's correct.
Do you have moments in here that are surprises? Maybe things that they experience where you're like, oh, they really haven't ever seen a television.
You know, yes, especially if we get a couple dogs in to play. What they'll do is run around the different tables and they'll be, wait, this is fun. I can relax, my mind can be at ease and enjoy myself in here.
Cody is here with us.
Yes.
He is currently up for adoption.
He is.
And can you tell us a little bit about him?
He's one of our two golden
perfect.
guys.
Let's start there. He's perfect.
He is perfect.
He's perfect.
He is 8 years old. He came in the end of last year. Sometimes life changes with families and they have to surrender their pets. So Cody is here. He would probably like a low to medium activity type of family. We will catch him occasionally at night on his kennel bed, upside down.
Sure.
So that's always a source of entertainment. But he's a love, as you can tell, and he would be a great in a home. He probably would love, he was just saying he would love probably a fenced in yard, probably a little experienced adopter that is used to the large breeds. So,
Sure.
Yeah, but he's a great dog.
He's so perfect. He has the German Shepherd button on the top of his head, that little black spot. And I can confirm he is a thick boy. Don't listen. First up on this postpartum themed doom scroll, something I hadn't considered doing before when coming home with a newborn.
Okay, so serious question, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but like, what do you do with your newborn when you bring it home? Like, what's the first thing that you do? Do you give it the house tour? Hey, so here's your room, here's the bathroom, here's the fridge. What do you do? I'd really like to know, because I'm about to do the thing, and I feel really awkward about it. Like, what do you do? Do you, like, hey, here's your house. Yeah, so anyway, some clarity would be really nice.
I just had an epiphany. That's crazy. Okay, I had an epiphany you just watched my brain go like, whoa. Because my thought was, how old were my children when they first saw the basement and were they like, what the fuck is this place? Because of how long they had been in the house and never seen the basement. Wow. That's a moment. When I brought my babies home from the hospital, I did not give them a house tour. I think that a crib style house tour is the only way to do it. If you're going to do a house tour, like, you better show them what's in the fridge, because you get it. When Finn came home from the hospital, the exciting part is getting to let her meet the girls. Besides that, I couldn't tell you. Real ones also know my ass booked it to the comments, because this comment says, you go home and take the fattest nap you've ever had. And that
is a great recommendation, an outstanding recommendation. What I will say is, you're actually probably going to go home and watch more TV than you've watched in years. Specifically, that first child. Your first child, you're going to watch more TV in the first few weeks when that baby's sleeping than you've watched in a long time. You're going to have a new meaning to the word binge watch, okay? You're going to need to pick a couple series on that. I remember watching in the hospital, Jason and I started Great British Baking Show. We watched, I'm pretty sure, an entire season over a span of 2 days. The other girls, I swear we started a series every single time I gave birth. So like during the laboring process, I was like, I'm gonna watch my thing, you watch your thing. And then once we would get into recovery, we would put it on the laptop and we would be like, okay, let's get some bagels. And it would just be us and television. Someone else said, we put her in her bassinet and stared at her till she cried. My husband was like, they really let us just have a kid. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Because when you leave the hospital, there is a moment of like, they trust us with this. It feels like the gravity, they're not taking serious the gravity of the situation. They're not taking it seriously. Someone else said, step 1, introduce her to her big brother, my dog. That, I still remember when we brought Wyatt's baby blanket home and we gave it to Winnie, and Winnie took it outside and she laid on it and she snuggled it on the deck. God, I miss that dog. And that is a core memory of mine. I love introducing the dog to babies. I love that I'm prioritizing the dog in that sentence. I love introducing the baby to the dogs because they're your firstborn child. Wyatt knows that. Wyatt will tell you. Who is my firstborn child? Winnie. My dogs are my firstborn children. All the time I advocate for Patricia now, I literally tell my kids, you better not be mean to my dog. And they're like, we're your kids. And I'm like, yeah, don't be mean to my dog. Because I'll kick your butt for my dog. To be fair, when I say kick my butt to my kids, they actually think that I mean like put my foot, like tap my foot on their butt. They think that that's funny. Specifically, I do it to Dad. I say, you're mad at him. You want me to kick his butt? And then I tap my foot on his butt and they think it's the funniest thing they've ever seen. So in our house, kicking someone's butt, that's the extent that we go to. So there's that. Anyway, that was a little ADHD side question.